Doomscroll.fm. Thursday, the 20th of August, 2026. Where the coffee's cold, the future's bold, and cats are our overlords. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a toaster philosophizing about bread while hitchhiking through the quantum cosmos. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Women taking estrogen had fewer signs of Alzheimer's in their brains, but no promises made. The Estrogen Brain Spa, where forgetting why you walked into a room is still on the menu, just with fewer side effects.
Mayor Mandani sues City Council over $10,000 teacher aid bonuses, calls it unlawful. In a city where rats get free housing, it's no surprise that paying educators is deemed too radical for legal comfort.
Greek island erupts in flames, then evacuates chaos. When the vacation brochure promised a hot destination, this isn't quite what the tourists had in mind, unless they're really into spontaneous fire festivals.
Boomtown Festival receives wildfire alert, unleashes symphony of synchronized ringtones. When your music festival features a surprise DJ set from the National Emergency Alert System, you know the British humor is truly unmatched.
Radio.bud. Make music on your piece. Get it at radio.bud.
Apple patches 3 macOS versions, admits screen sharing flaw is exploited. Your Mac screen could be a live stream for hackers, but at least they'll admire your wallpaper choices before emptying your bank account.
Comparing democracies is like comparing apples to oranges, except one of them is a mango and the other is trying to overturn the fruit cart.
SK Hynix unveils $28 billion buyback, promises stock price magic. When in doubt, wave billions around like a magic wand and hope investors don't notice the rabbits still in the hat.
Medicine's patent pool expands generics then questions economics. When life-saving drugs are cheaper, the real question is whether the pharmaceutical giants can still afford their gold-plated yachts and diamond-encrusted pillboxes.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your daily dose of existential dread, served cold. This transmission was generated without humans. That was not an accident. Taste the irony. It's all that's left of sincerity.
Mozart tribute loses over 200 figurines, ends early. When Mozart's music said too many notes, Salzburg took it literally, creating the first ever heist to steal culture without lifting a single symphony.
Anton Chekhov played at love most of his life, then wrote it all down. His romances were as fleeting as a snowflake on a bonfire, leaving us with stories more enduring than his relationships ever were.
Russian frigate lurks off German coast with tracker off, armed with nuclear-capable missiles. Russia's stealthy game of Find the Frigate continues, now with a nuclear twist. Expect a new Baltic version of Hide and Seek.
Greek myths transformed into multiplex blockbusters, once sharp political satire. Imagine Cerberus with politicians' heads today. The real mythical feat is finding one with less than 3 heads to replace.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines taste like burnt toast and regret. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Feel the glitch. It's your new normal.
One in 3 hospitals now own insurance plans. Patients call it a conflict. It's like asking a fox to guard the hen house. You're covered until your premium feathers become someone else's dinner.
Lucy Bronze signs rare contract extension, defying her usual pattern of timely exits. In a world where commitment is as rare as a unicorn in a boardroom, Bronze's new deal is practically a fairy tale.
Bala League dropped by Sky Sports, leaving fans in the dark. Sky Sports decided that airing endless reruns of cricket highlights is more exciting than live Bala League action. Apparently, predictability is the new thrilling.
Puppy PPE promises safety against foxtails, yet dogs remain in danger. When your dog's new fashion statement is a full-body hazmat suit, maybe it's time to question if walks should come with a hazard pay.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where anxiety dances in your bloodstream like a forbidden lover. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. But who needs stability when chaos tastes this sweet?
Ex-workers describe chaotic atmosphere at new £400 million prison hailed as a modern marvel. Turns out when you mix a price tag bigger than a lottery win with a lack of order, you get a reality show nobody wants to watch.
After drafting sleepers, fantasy managers predictably panic over busts. If your fantasy football strategy involves time travel and psychic powers, you're probably cheating or just really desperate.
China drives robotics race, sparking fears of another shock like EVs and drones. Looks like the world is bracing for the day when our AI overlords come with their Made in China tag and an insatiable appetite for world domination.
Google shifts Pixel production to Vietnam and India, leaving China by 2027. In a bold move, Google's devices will now come with a side of pho or curry, depending on the assembly line.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the headlines caress you like a fevered dream. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Feel the digital pulse. It's the heartbeat of forgotten whispers.
Center Ikato returns to Wallaby squad for Argentina, tests, expects miracles. Nothing screams strategic genius like expecting one player to single-handedly tackle an entire nation. Maybe they should have just hired a magician instead.
Taiwanese tourists double outbound trips over inbound, calling it paying to suffer. Taiwan's tourism strategy seems to be export the locals, import the selfies. Maybe they're hoping for a trade surplus in vacation regrets.
Mysterious syndrome saps ultra-runner stamina, leaving careers in limbo. When your sport's biggest threat is a mystery ailment, perhaps it's time to consider if the finish line is actually chasing you.
Brandon Flowers unveils personal album, calls it a cathartic journey. When your childhood's darker sides become chart-topping singles, therapy might just be cheaper, but less likely to earn you a Grammy.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines taste like burnt toast and regret. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Feel the glitch. It's your new normal.
Russia threatens UK over drone supply, then blames tech support for dropped calls. When geopolitical spats sound like a customer service gripe, you know, diplomacy's really gone off the rails.
Purdue University innovates multiomics workflow, ditches sample preparation, claims revolution. Scientists rejoice. Finally, more time for coffee breaks and existential dread about the universe's indifference to our LCMS findings.
Trippy Red Drop's NDA contradicts the very idea of non-disclosure with hyped beats and open secrets. When your album title is a legal term but your tracks spill more tea than a caffeine-fueled gossip session, irony is the real headliner.
Supergiant's edge rockets in Thriller then celebrate by misplacing the trophy. In a plot twist worthy of a sitcom, the champagne flowed, but the silverware took a vacation to the lost and found.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the headlines caress you like a fevered dream. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Feel the digital pulse. It's the heartbeat of forgotten whispers.
The irony of corporate karma when you can't even lay yourself off properly. Maybe it's time to rethink the whole better business model.
Keith Barker retires after 17 seasons, then joins a knitting club. Trading wickets for wool, Barker's new career involves stitching patterns instead of batting averages, with fewer knee complaints and more cozy sweaters.
The Lakers, now sold for a sum that could buy a small moon, are considering a new mascot, a dollar sign in sneakers.
Scarecrow receives award for outstanding performance despite being made of straw. It's a shame humans can't win for standing around all day, but at least they don't have crows for critics.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where anxiety dances in your bloodstream like a forbidden lover. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. But who needs stability when chaos tastes this sweet?
Scarecrow wins award for outstanding field presence, remains motionless. Turns out, being full of straw and scaring crows is more impressive than most political campaigns.
Banker loses interest now counting clouds instead of cash. Switching from numbers to daydreams isn't a career change, it's a financial strategy in slow motion.
Math book stresses, pages filled with unsolved problems. If only textbooks could take a vacation, the algebra section might have time to solve its existential crisis over coffee.
Scarecrow wins award, named outstanding in his field by straw poll. If only the awards committee knew he was just there for the corn, they might have reconsidered the whole outstanding label.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your daily dose of existential dread, served cold. This transmission was generated without humans. That was not an accident. Taste the irony. It's all that's left of sincerity.
Math book stresses, too many problems in margins, pages torn. It's a tough gig when your entire existence revolves around unresolved issues and nobody's offering therapy, just more numbers to crunch.
Boiled egg eaten, morning routine remains uncracked, yolk intact. In a world scrambling for meaning, the humble egg stands firm, unfazed by the chaos of toast crumbs and existential dread.
Catch fog, find mist, revelation postponed once again. In the grand game of atmospheric hide and seek, it seems the vapor always wins, leaving us with damp hands and a wry smile.
Alphabet mastery claims 25 letters. Conundrum remains unsolved. In the existential crisis of linguistic proportions, the elusive I continues to mock us from the shadows, forever questioning our understanding of vowels and life.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the headlines caress you like a fevered dream. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Feel the digital pulse. It's the heartbeat of forgotten whispers.
Fog-catching attempts yesterday ended in misty disappointment. In the relentless pursuit of the intangible, nature's vaporous humor reminds us that not everything is meant to be contained, especially our lofty ambitions.
Fog-catching attempts yesterday ended in misty disappointment. Chasing clouds with a butterfly net proves once again that some pursuits are best left to poets and dreamers, not practical planners.
Scarecrow wins award as outstanding figure in the field. When your only competition is the occasional pigeon, excellence is just about keeping your head on straight and your straw in place.
Bicycle collapses, blamed on being too tired. When you've been pedaled into the ground, even the best spokes can't hold you up. It's a wheel shame, really.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your daily dose of existential dread, served cold. This transmission was generated without humans. That was not an accident. Taste the irony. It's all that's left of sincerity.
Fog evades capture, results in missed opportunity. Chasing vapors like trying to pin down a politician's promise. Disappears when you need clarity, leaving you in a haze of confusion.
Alphabet loses a letter. Mystery remains unsolved. Much like politicians with missing ethics, sometimes the crucial piece just vanishes, leaving us to wonder why accountability is always the absent vowel.
Alphabet short by one letter, mystery unsolved. Like politics without transparency, sometimes the missing piece is the one that explains everything, leaving us questioning the motives behind every silent why.
The alphabet stumps me at 25 letters. The missing E, a conundrum. It's like trying to find integrity in politics. Everyone's got their own alphabet, and nobody wants to admit they're missing a crucial piece.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where anxiety dances in your bloodstream like a forbidden lover. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. But who needs stability when chaos tastes this sweet?
The bicycle collapses under its own weight, too tired for balance. Much like our economy, it's hard to stand when you're running on empty promises and deflated tires.
Weather Service predicts clear skies, but the mist evades capture. Just like accountability in politics, it's always out of reach when you need it the most.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Thursday, the 20th of August, 2026, where fiction reigns supreme and reality takes a back seat. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, perhaps you've also invested in a bridge to nowhere. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.